Hey everyone, this is Randy Kirk, and you're listening to Small Business Daily. And you're probably in business for yourself if you're listening to this, or maybe you're thinking you'd like to be in business for yourself, and you're contemplating that you might do that sometime in the future, or possibly you're getting ready to sell your business. You'd like to learn how to be better at preparing your business for sale. We'll get to that subject someday. All of these subjects are the kinds of things that we cover on Small Business Daily. And we do that with one goal in mind, and that is to make you money, to make you better, to make you more professional, to help you become more successful, to help you spend more time with your kids, to help you spend more time with your spouse, to help you spend more time on vacations. Yeah, that's our number. Kind of the main goal is more vacations. There's a reason for that. Yeah, I have a philosophy. I've looked back over my very long life, and I realized that my most powerful memories are from vacations. Now, I take 5 weeks of vacation a year. I have ever since I was in my 20s. My first boss was very interested in my coming to work for him. And I said I would come to work for him if he gave me 5 weeks of vacation. And he did. It was crazy. So I've just set that as my goal for my life. And so I've taken a lot of vacations in my life, but most of my really amazing memories come from vacations. So I think it's really important for small business people who commonly forego vacations to take lots of vacations. That's just me. Maybe you think the same way. I'm not sure. If you think that finding out ways to spend more time with your family, to make more money, to become more professional, to take more vacations, if you think all of those things are going to benefit you, if you think that maybe the information we'll provide will help you accomplish those things, would you push the like button? It benefits me if you just take a second. It only takes a second. Push the like button, and then you might like to be able to just quickly get to this channel. Just subscribe. That'll make it super easy for you to find the channel. And then if you'd like to be notified daily, push notification. That'll take care of everything. By the way, we are members of Patreon. And if you'd like to become a member of the show, you'd like to help the show become more successful, then join up as a Patreon member, and we'd really appreciate that as well. We're talking about Elon Musk. We've been talking about Elon Musk now for 5 days. I think 5 days. Yeah, today's 6. 5 days. We've been talking about Elon Musk, and we've been talking about okay, who's Elon Musk? He's Tesla, he's SpaceX, he's Boring Company, he was PayPal in the past. I missed one. Oh, Neuralink. You'll be hearing way more and more about Elon as Starlink becomes more of a thing. So Elon Musk, though, I think we could all agree, if you know about Elon Musk, he's got to be the most successful entrepreneur ever. And so the good news is that he's not only successful, he's really, really good about communicating his success to others. What makes him successful? He's done TED Talks and interviews and all kinds of things. And I've been able to go through those interviews, go through those TED Talks, go through all the written material about Elon Musk. And I've arrived at 16 different things that Elon Musk does that you can do that make his business really successful, that'll help make your business more successful. And I've put all those into a book. It's called The Elon Musk Method. You can pick that up. There's a link right below in the description. Just click the link. It'll take you to Amazon, and you can get your copy of the Elon Musk Method. But I'm not here to sell books. I'm just letting you know it exists. What I'm here today to do is to help you become more successful. And we've now talked about 5 things that Elon Musk does that you could do. And the first of and these are not necessarily the same as the book, by the way. I've come up with new ones. So the second edition will have potentially some more stuff. Anyway, curiosity was number 1. If you're not curious, you're probably not an entrepreneur. You might be in business for yourself, but if you're not curious, you're probably stuck. The next one was audacity. How audacious is it just to be in business for yourself? You have to have some pretty good high level of self-confidence to start a business, but I want you to be audacious. What's your level of audacity? Next is passion. If you're not passionate about your business and about your customers and about your employees and about the products and services you provide, why would anybody be passionate about you and your company and your product? I mean, passion should be the driving element in your life to make you more successful. Next is resilience. Do you know that there are things out there that are going to come and mess up your day? Lousy employees, cash flow problems, insurance companies, local and regional and federal governments who want to really mess up your day. I have so many stories. Anyway, I'm going to stop now. There are lots of things that get in the way of a small business becoming successful. You need to have the resilience to keep on going. Of course, the passion helps. If you're passionate, you're more likely to put your shoulder down and blast through that wall. And then yesterday, we talked about clarity. We talked about how important it is to be clear about your mission, clear about what it is you're trying to accomplish, clear about the things that you need to do now as opposed to you can wait. Clarity is critical, and Elon Musk talks about that, and also in terms of first principles, fundamentals. If you're not getting the fundamentals right, if you're not breaking your company down into first principles, then you're leaving money on the floor. You're basically leaving money behind that you could otherwise be earning. You're leaving opportunities to be with your family and go on vacation. So that's where we have gotten to up till now. Today, we're going to talk about communication. Communication is so critical. If you have great clarity about your product, you have clarity about your mission, you know what it is that you want to accomplish, you're absolutely positive that people would buy it if they knew about it. The question is, do they know about it? Oh, you have a lot of clarity about the quality that you want your products to be. Are you communicating that to your people? One of the things that we've learned in masterminds, we talked about SoCal Masterminds yesterday. If you'd like to learn more about SoCal Masterminds, click the link below. Every day we put the link to SoCal Masterminds. In SoCal Masterminds, people get clarity. They meet with 5 to 10 of their peers, and they get clarity about what, just like we talked about a minute ago, clarity. And then the next thing we've realized, this is something that I read a book about years ago, about the importance of other people knowing your expectations. Do you know your expectations? What do you expect from your employees? What do you expect from your customers? What do you expect from your family members? What do you expect from your suppliers? Do you communicate this? If you communicate your expectations, most people will do whatever it takes to meet your expectations if there's a good trade-off for them, any kind of trade-off. But they commonly don't know your expectations. You haven't communicated. You may not know them yourself, and you haven't communicated them. How can they meet your expectations that they don't know what they are? So what do? They meet what they think are your expectations, which can be completely different than what they are. If they don't know them, how can they meet them? They make them up, and then they're doing something completely off from what it is that you really want them to do. So setting great expectations, being clear about what it is that you're trying to do for your customers, your employees, your company, those are great, but now it comes to communication. How do you communicate the information to those who need to know about it in order to make decisions? So I happen to be married to an English professor, and I've written a bunch of books. So I know something about communication, but she's like the expert on communication. She's taught me so much about communication. And one of the things that helps you with communication is storytelling, turning it into some kind of a story so that people get it better. Communication works really, really well with just pictures and words, but if you can get story involved, then you're going to make a more lasting impression. So how do you tell a story? Well, if you want somebody to know about communication, then how's this story? I sell bicycle tire liners. Bicycle tire liners? What in the world is that? Well, in the western region of the United States in particular, cyclists get lots of flats. We have these thorns that they call goat heads. And there's other thorns as well, but those are the worst. They just rip up tires and rip up inner tubes. And it's not uncommon for cyclists in Southern California or in Utah or Wyoming or Texas to get multiple flat tires per week. Now, there's various methods for trying to prevent that, but the one I've been selling for over 40 years are tire liners. And tire liners is just a thin plastic liner or belt that goes between the tire and the inner tube, and they stop puncture flats. If you'd like to learn more of those, you can go to thornbusters.com, or you can go on Amazon and just type in Thornbusters, and it'll pop right up, or you can click the link below, and you can get it that way too. But anyway, I sell them now. But I've been selling them for over 40 years. In the beginning, we couldn't figure out why sales weren't just going crazy. We were selling our product line to wholesale distributors who were then selling it to bicycle retailers. And the wholesale distributors bought them by the thousands and tens of thousands. The dealers tended to also buy, a few dozen or a dozen to try, but then there was no sell through. And we're like, what's going on here? What is the problem? Why are we failing to sell this product through? Well, it turns out after a few conversations with bicycle dealers that they were afraid of losing their flat repair business. That was a major part of how they were making a living, was flat repairs, selling tubes and repairing tires. And so they were afraid of losing that. And we're like, what are we going to do? So we came up with a great idea for an ad. And the ad showed a bicycle in the garage, upside down and covered with spider webs. And then underneath that, we said that the number one reason why people stop riding bicycles is because of multiple flats. And then we went on to say that people who don't ride their bicycles don't encourage their friends to ride. They don't buy clothing. They don't buy tires. They don't buy an upgrade bike. They don't buy saddles and better equipment. Once they're out of the game, they're out of the game, and they're no longer the value that they could be if they were still riding. Well, that one ad and that one story changed everything. We communicated what the pain point, how to overcome the pain point of losing your flat tire business was. You want to trade a $7 flat tire repair for the loss of the customer from the entire business, maybe for years or forever? No, that wasn't a good trade-off. So what I've done is I've told a story within a story. That was the story that we told the bicycle dealers to help them get over their problem. I've just told you this story to show you the power of communication. I'm not sure you'll remember it, but I think you will. You might even end up buying some Thornbusters because maybe you live in the Western region and you know about the problem. Communication is critical. Communicating your expectations is a big part of that. How do you communicate expectations to your employees, to your suppliers, to the people who love you? You communicate those by transparency. It's pretty much as simple as that. Sometimes it's hard. You know you have expectations and you're afraid to talk about them because you're afraid that people won't want to meet them, or that they'll think that that's a bridge too far, or it's just not fair, or they're not making enough money to do that expectation. Well, as I was watching a movie a couple of weeks ago, it says, sometimes you have to just get that courage for 20 minutes. If you could just get the courage for 20 minutes and go have a conversation with that person and say, these are my expectations of you. You are going to be so surprised that when you communicate your expectations, people are going to respond to those expectations. Back to Elon Musk. Elon Musk communicates extremely well, and he communicates his expectations. He tells his employees, I don't care if you have a degree from college. I don't care what your degree is. What I care about is that you are bringing great ideas to the table, that you're not going to sit back like a shrinking violet and just collect a check. I want you to be coming up with better ideas, incrementally improving things at all times. I need you to be, if I come and tell you that this is what needs to be done, I expect you to get it done, period. That's pretty high expectations. And guess what? The best engineers in the country, their number one choice of a place to go to work is Tesla. Their number two place that they want to go to work is SpaceX. Why? Because those kinds of expectations, which seem so lofty, are the kinds of expectations they would love to go and try to meet. So if you want great employees and you want great employees who are going to meet your expectations, you need to communicate your expectations. Well, I think we've said enough about communication for one day, but please pick up my book, The Elon Musk Method. We also have a website now. You may have heard about it. It's called freebusinesshelpnow.com. I'm communicating that to you so that you'll go. freebusinesshelpnow.com has everything about how to run a small business. Well, my book, When Friday Isn't Payday, actually has tons of the same information that's on the website, but the website obviously has it broken down a little differently. And there's YouTube videos and there's podcasts and there's articles and there's pictures and there's graphs and there's charts and things that you're not going to find in When Friday Isn't Payday. But the website has, if you're looking to hire somebody, there's a section on hiring. If you're looking to fire somebody, section on firing. If you're looking to start a small business, we've got that. If you're looking to sell your business, we've got that. It's trying very hard to have every kind of information that any small business owner could possibly want in that one place, freebusinesshelpnow.com. And then if you like this content, if you press the like button, I suggest you subscribe. Then you can find me easily. And then finally, push the notify button, and then you'll get some kind of notification every time we put up a new one. So those would be three things you could do to help the channel. We're on Patreon. You can help the channel that way too. We've talked about communication today. We're going to go from communication. The very next thing that we're going to talk about is listening. So communication is important. That's you telling others. Now, what about you hearing others? That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow. This is Randy Kirk with Small Business Daily.